Yes, I am sitting on the floor filming this, don't judge me. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and talk to you about different ways that you can find your roommates for the college program. Just got accepted, you applied and everything, and you're just getting, you know what role you have and starting to get ready to participate in the program and to move to Florida or California, wherever you're going. You're wondering, where am I going to live and who am I going to live with? Well, there are a couple options. One, you can just go and do a random selection of roommates, just have Disney put you in an apartment with some other people. You also can choose your roommates ahead of time, which is what I did. I found my roommates on Facebook. So if you're going to try and find your roommates ahead of time, there's different groups you can join. There's always the general Disney College Program Facebook group for whichever semester you're applying. Say you're going to be applying for spring 2015. If you go on Facebook and you just search Disney College Program Spring 2015, usually some sort of Facebook group will pop up. On that group, you will find people posting surveys about themselves, roommate surveys, little brief descriptions, maybe even videos of people trying to find roommates. Me and Sarah posted, as soon as we got accepted, we posted a roommate survey. It was a joint one since we were kind of a package deal. And most of the surveys, you can probably find one there to just fill out, but most of them just kind of give your basic information, how old you are. I feel like now is an appropriate time to talk about the living situations. There are 4 different kinds of apartment complexes you can live in. There's Vista Way, Chatham Square, Patterson Court, and the Commons. Vista Way is the cheapest, and I believe the Commons are the most expensive. Chatham and Patterson are roughly the same. Maybe Chatham's a little bit cheaper, but depends on if they've raised or lowered the prices since I've been there. I lived in Patterson. You can live up to 1 to a 4-bedroom apartment. You usually have to share a room with someone, no matter which one, so you can live up to with 8 people. I believe Chatham's the only one that has the 4-bedroom apartment option. The Commons have a washer and dryer in the apartment itself, so you don't have to use the community ones they have for the apartments, which aren't that bad. It was really nice that you could use a credit card to pay instead of coins. So you have those options, so most of the time if you fill out a roommate survey, you will put down which one you prefer, how many rooms you want, how many roommates you want, what you're looking for in a roommate, if you're dirty or clean, a night person, a morning person, favorite chores you're not willing to contribute to, anything like that. So you can look on Facebook. I know some people that found theirs on Tumblr. Social media is a great way to meet and connect with some roommates. I also want to point out that even though you might get along with them on Facebook ahead of time, you may not end up working well together, living together. Those are 2 completely different things. Talking on the internet and then getting along in person and living with each other for 5 months plus straight is a completely different story. For instance, one of my roommates that I talked to the most before the program, I ended up talking to the least by the end of my program. And the girl that I talked to the least and joined our group at the last second, she ended up being my closest friend besides Sarah at the end. I think I've mentioned this before in another video, but I just kind of want to reiterate that that happens a lot. If you found your roommates, if you decided to find them, you got them, you're good, everyone's on the same page, you do have to have the same arrival and departure date. So you have to be, say, I arrived on January 8th, I can't move in with someone arriving on January 7th. It just doesn't work that way. If you're doing spring or fall, or spring advantage or fall advantage, you have to live with someone doing the same length program. That makes sense. You are more than welcome to extend or leave early anytime during that, but the initial start and departure date must be the same to move in together. Doesn't matter what roles you have, those don't matter. After you find the roommates and you're all ready to go, a little bit before your program starts, Disney will send you this application for housing called dorms. Now, they did not have this application when I did the program. We did it a little bit differently than they do now, but instead of going to the actual check-in on check-in day and then requesting an apartment and roommates there in person, instead they now have a online application where you can fill out who you want to live with and where you want to live and the kinds of rooms you want to live in. So that's what dorms is, that's what it's called. I don't have too many details about that because I didn't do it, but that's the basic idea. If I am wrong, please tell me. Once you get that, and then you'll hear back, see where you're living, and everything's all set, and you've got some roommates in an apartment. And all you need to do is move in and talk to everyone what they're bringing. I do recommend making like a Facebook group beforehand of just your roommates, and then you can like fill out a list of things that everyone's bringing. That way you know who's in charge of what. if someone's bringing a TV, if someone's bringing a blender. You don't want to show up with like 3 toasters and like 5 DVD players. I don't know. You don't want to like end up with too many things that you don't need that you could have saved room for something else. You know what I'm saying? That's roommates, that's everything. Disneyland is a little... They have only one apartment complex. I don't know too much about Disneyland, so I'm sorry if that doesn't help. I'm not sure if you can choose your roommates ahead of time for that or if it works differently or the same. I wouldn't be surprised if they had the same way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was different as well. All I know is a lot of times they can have up to 3 people in a room, and there's like bunk beds or something. And it's one apartment complex called Carnegie Plaza. And yeah, so that's that. Just felt like giving you a little bit more information about the college program. I know applications are coming out pretty soon. Feel free to watch some of my older videos that I have about applying and the phone interview. I also have a phone interview study guide with some questions. If you have any questions about those, feel free to ask. Questions about anything, don't be afraid to ask. All the links to my social media are below. I respond to everyone and anyone at any of the social media. Except Instagram is probably not the best place to try and contact me for a question. That's more for just like, you know, pictures and stuff. Anyway, once again, have any questions, feel free to ask. Go ahead, subscribe. That'd be lovely. Hope everyone has a fantastic day.